Hi guys, and welcome back to week number 3. We hope that you guys have had a really great first 2 weeks. I thought what better place to film this intro video to this coming up story in front of our communion table at our church. So it says, "Do this in remembrance of me." And today's story is going to be about the Last Supper. So we hope that you enjoy doing the activities, watching the videos, and just spending time together as a family reflecting on the stories from the Bible that lead us right directly into Easter. So have a great week, and we will see you guys back next week. Bye.
Letter reading with Miss Annette.
Matthew,
What?
I got another letter. It's from John this time.
Oh,
Do you want to hear it?
yes.
Okay, the last time it was kind of shocking. Let's see what's happening this time. Dear family, the day has come for the Passover meal. Oh, we just had the Passover too. What was your favorite part?
The flatbread that tastes like crackers.
Oh, yum. I like that part too. Okay, so all of us disciples are excited to celebrate this day with Jesus. This morning, Jesus came to Peter and I and asked us to get everything set up for the Passover meal. When we asked him where to set it up, he gave us explicit directions. You know, Jesus, he has great details on doing things. But by now, we would think that we would understand his ways, but we don't. But even though we didn't understand, we followed his instructions completely. He told Peter and I to enter the city and find a man carrying a jar of water. And we were to follow him to a house that he enters and ask the homeowner where the guest room is in which Jesus can eat the Passover meal with his disciples. Jesus said this man would show us to a large room upstairs that will be furnished. And this is where we should make preparations for the Passover meal. Oh my gosh, I think they don't even know this guy they're going to follow with a water jar. This is crazy stuff. So, as Peter and I journeyed into the city, we discussed all the things Jesus said to us. We had lots of questions like, who were we supposed to know? How are we supposed to know if the man with the jar of water is the right man? There could be several men carrying jars of water. And do we trust this man to lead us to the right house? How will we know for sure that we are doing everything Jesus asked us to do? Peter and I concluded that we have to trust Jesus completely. He has never led us astray, and we should know by now that everything he says is true. Well, I would be worried. So, do you think we found the man carrying the jar of water who led us to the house where we are to make the Passover preparations? Yes, of course we did. Once again, Jesus never fails. Everything was just as he told us it would be. We got the meal ready, and then Jesus and the other disciples showed up, and we ate, and we laughed, and we reclined at the table together. It sure was a great meal. We really enjoyed eating with Jesus. But during our time together that night, Jesus said some things that made us wonder what was about to happen. He told us he was super excited about eating this Passover meal with us before he suffers. What is it? I don't understand what he's talking about. He suffered. It says, he suffers. Suffers from what? What does he mean by that? I don't know what this is talking about. There is no way we will let Jesus suffer from anything. Oh, that's good. Those guys are supposed to be taking care of him. Then he took bread and gave thanks and broke it, and he gave the bread to us. And he said, "This is my body." Am I reading this right? Jesus said, "This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." Then he took the cup and he gave thanks to God for it. And he said, "This cup is a new covenant in my blood, which is to be poured out for you." When he said these things, we all began looking around the table at each other. Every one of us was confused by what he said. What does he mean by the bread is his body? And why are we to remember him when we eat bread? And the cup is his blood? What? What kind of a new covenant is he talking about? We are all confused. Well, I'm confused too. At the end of the meal, Jesus said something that had all of us fearful. Oh my gosh, he told us that one of us would betray him. That's when we all started talking about who would do something like that to Jesus. Why would we betray the man who taught us so much? Why would we betray the man who had done miraculous things? Why would we betray the man who is our teacher and our friend? That makes no sense. I pray it's not me. I can't believe I would ever do something like that. Tonight's meal started off great, but it ended with lots of questions and lots of worry from the disciples. Please pray for us. None of us want to be the one to betray Jesus. Miss and love you all, John. Oh my goodness. This letter is kind of upsetting. I wonder what's going on there. We're going to pray for those guys. I don't know what's going to happen next.
Memory verses for Pastor Mike.
Hi kids, this is week number 3. And yes, I wear the same clothes every time. So today's memory verse is Luke 22, verse 19. Here it is. This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. So hopefully now we're on 3 verses. Hopefully you get all 3 of these memorized. Have a good week. Bye.
Snack time with Mrs. Holiday.
Well, hi boys and girls, how are you doing today? This is Cooking with Mrs. Holiday, snack time. We're going to have a different snack every week, and so I want you to tune in and get this snack. We're in Mario's kitchen today, and we're going to start out with cinnamon bread. And I'm going to go through each step so that you'll be able to understand how to do this. And it's representing the story of Jesus on our Last Supper, because these are going to be leading up to Easter, all these things. And as you know, because we've done 2 weeks already. What we want to do with this is, first of all, you want to have your mom or somebody turn on the oven to 375. And then have her already have bought these crescent rolls. They look like this. These are Pillsbury. And you unroll them. This is always fun. You unroll them around like this. And then it says to press a spoon on them to make them pop out. I usually just bang them, but we'll press a spoon and see if that works. I don't know if that's going to work, actually. There we go. We got them open. And you unroll them like this. And you get all that nice dough out. It's really good. And you throw that away. And then you form the triangles. Let's get this dough undone. I think this dough might have been out for a bit because it's harder to get apart into triangles. Very hard. Let's see. We're gonna get them out. Don't worry. We will succeed. Probably would have been done maybe on their own. I think we're supposed to put this on a baking sheet, right? So we're putting these over here on a baking sheet. They're not real good triangles, but they're pretty good. Let's see, just be patient, don't get excited. Because if you get excited, it's not going to work. Because this dough has been out for a bit. And that's why it's not tearing too well. Yours will tear beautifully well because you're going to do it right out from the refrigerator. But let's get them out here. Okay. We're going to roll out one more. And you do as many as you like. You can do the whole roll. Of course, you probably will have to for your whole family. And then you take softened butter. We don't have any softened, so I'm going to pop a little butter into this little thing. We're going to turn around here and just melt it really quick. Just take a second, I think. Just wait. Think about how they prepared for the Last Supper. You know, the disciples went up into the upper room and prepared Jesus' Last Supper before he was crucified. That probably is good. Yep. And then, if you've got a little brush, like mine, actually it's a larger brush, but we'll just put the butter nicely on each little crescent roll. You don't have to be particular. I don't think it'll hurt if it lands a little on the cookie sheet. They look yummy. It looks yummy already, huh? Okay, and then it says, and by the way, I'm going by a recipe because I have to. And then you take cinnamon sugar. Well, how do you make cinnamon sugar? You take sugar and you sprinkle some cinnamon in it. Whoop. That's probably enough. I didn't measure it. You just go by looks. And you get that cinnamon sugar all around. In fact, we're going to use this for another recipe, or we may have already. But anyway, we put a little bit more. I don't think there's enough cinnamon. We want it good and cinnamony. And then we sprinkle the cinnamon sugar over our buttered crescent roll. That makes sense, doesn't it? And then we roll each triangle into a crescent shape. And I've already preheated that oven. I'm sure you have too. So, here we go. We just sort of sprinkle this on all over. And if you like a lot of cinnamon, you can put quite a bit. Just do it. Doesn't have to be real particular. I don't think. You may have already done this at some point. There you go. I think that's enough, don't you? All right, now we roll them, and I don't know if you start from the big roll or the little roll, but I'm going to start at the bottom and roll up, actually. And we roll them into a nice little thing. I'm going to start from the big end on this one, and I think that works better. So if you want my opinion, it's better to roll from the big part, maybe. There you go. And then we just place them in that oven for 10 to 12 minutes. If I were you, depending on your temperature of your stove, you might want to just keep a check on them and see. You want them golden brown and done. Okay, man, look at these. These are our cinnamon crescent rolls, and they look really yummy. If you share these with your mom, you'll probably have to have her get a cup. We're going to turn our timer off. We're probably going to have your mom get a cup of coffee to enjoy hers. Maybe you'll want a glass of milk. But just remember Jesus as you're eating these. And let's see, was there anything else? Just remember them as they ate their Passover dinner. Let them cool for a little bit, and then we'll take them. Let me get a little thing. We can get a little thing to get them off, and they just come off real easy, and you can just put them on a very pretty pan. Oops. Mine kind of flipped off, but, well, I'll try this one. How about that? Now on this pretty pink plate. So that's going to look really good. And presentation is half the job. Just push them on there. These could have gone a little longer maybe. There we go. Boy, yummy-o. Let's flip this guy back over. And we're going to be all set for our Passover meal. There you go. Isn't that great? So, thanks for coming to Mario's Kitchen. We'll see you the next time.
Hi, boys and girls. I am back with another worship song for you, and this one is called Down in My Heart. So the words go like this. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. And when we say the word joy, we're going to put our hands up like, yay, yay, like you're really happy. Like if you were to bounce up and down, right? When you're really happy, you would move your hands around. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart, I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. Now, the red verse says, I've got the love of Jesus down in my heart. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap my arms around myself and I'm just going to go back and forth because that's what the love of Jesus reminds me of. When I think of God loving me and Jesus loving me, it's kind of like my mommy or my daddy were giving me a great big hug. And I feel so safe and I feel so content when I'm with them. And so you're just going to put your arms around yourself. I've got the love of Jesus down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got the love of Jesus down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And once again, when I am here playing the piano for you, I can't do all the hand signs, so that's something you need somebody to help you with, okay? You just have to remember to do it by yourself. Here we go. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. I've got the love of Jesus down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I got the love of Jesus down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. That's it, boys and girls. I had fun worshiping with you once again. Have a wonderful, blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.